Operation Compass was a significant Allied offensive in North Africa from December 1940 to February 1941, resulting in a decisive victory against Italian forces and the capture of over 138,000 prisoners. Operation Compass was the first major British military operation of the Western Desert Campaign during World War II. It took place from December the 8th, 1940 to February the 9th, 1941, and aimed to push Italian forces out of Egypt and into Libya. The operation was led by British Western Desert Force under Lieutenant General Richard O'Connor against the Italian 10th Army commanded by Marshal Rodolfo Graziani. The primary objective of Operation Compass was to regain control of the territory lost to Italian forces and to secure the Suez Canal, a vital strategic asset for the British Empire. The British force, although outnumbered approximately 36,000 British troops against 150,000 Italian troops, were better equipped and more mobile, utilising advanced tanks like the Matilda infantry tank, which had superior armour compared to Italian vehicles. The operation began with a surprise attack on December the 8th, 1940, where British forces quickly captured key positions, including the Italian camps at Libwara and Sidi Bari. The British artillery and air support played crucial roles in the initial success. Following the initial victories, British forces advanced rapidly, capturing significant Italian strongholds and pushing the remnants of the Italian army back towards Libya. The operation culminated in the Battle of Bedi Fom, where the British forces encircled and defeated the retreating Italian troops. Operation Compass resulted in a significant victory for the Allies, with the capture of over 138,000 Italian and Libyan prisoners, hundreds of tanks and numerous artillery pieces. The operation not only secured British control over the Western Desert, but also boosted Allied morale after a series of defeats earlier in the war. The success of Operation Compass marked a turning point in the North African campaign, demonstrating the effectiveness of British forces in the desert warfare and setting the stage for subsequent operations in the region. However, the victory was short-lived, as the Axis powers, particularly the German Afrika Korps, would later reinforce the Italian positions, leading to further conflicts in North Africa. Operation Compass was a pivotal military campaign that showcased the strategic importance of North Africa during World War II and highlighted the challenges and dynamics of desert warfare.
Their jeeps split into 4 groups. One group is headed by Lieutenant Carol Mather. They drive through the night, and then, as dawn breaks, they hide their jeeps in thick bushes and decide to cook breakfast. Over the sizzle of sausages and the rumble of boiling water, they hear something.
Aircraft!
A German dive bomber passes overhead. As it circles by, sweat drips from the men. With a sigh of relief, they realize the Germans haven't seen them. So, they carry on cooking their meal. When suddenly, they spot another. And another. Mather whispers.
It's like a swarm of angry bees!
And then shouts to his men,
Take cover!
All 12 men duck under the bushes and hide. By then, the French group is dangerously out in the open. They manage to find some cover under a small ridge, but it's not enough, and they too hear the roar of engines in the distance. Zirnelt begins to scan the sky, and his eyes lock on the incoming aircraft.
Don't move.
They all freeze as 4 German Stukas head straight for them. They've been spotted.
Take cover!
In a flash, bullets rain down upon their positions, and the soldiers are caught in a deadly storm of lead and sand. While this is happening, Sterling's team is burying their fallen comrade, John Robson. They don't see any German planes, so they use the moment of calm to give him a military-style funeral, marking off his grave with a makeshift cross made from cans. But the quiet service is interrupted by the sound of an engine. They freeze and, looking up, lock eyes with another Stuka bomber. Thankfully, it doesn't spot them and flies on. Back at the French camp, it looks like they might have survived the attack. Despite the noise and the chaos, everyone's fine. Then the Germans turn back. The Stukas keep attacking for several minutes until they run out of ammo. As the planes fly away, the desert wind is the only sound remaining. That and a slow, laboured breathing. Second in command, Francois Martin, stumbles back up. It's carnage. 2 of their 3 jeeps are wrecked, and a man is lying on the ground. It's Zirnelt. He's been hit in the stomach and shoulder. They lift him to the remaining jeep and speed away. Night falls at last, and Mather's group pushes on through the desert. His men are thirsty, sunburned, and desperate, but they're alive. But it doesn't take them long to find the rendezvous point. Soon after, they're joined by Paddy Main's unit, who didn't face much resistance. Sterling's men are also on their way back, but for them, the terrain is proving just as tough an enemy as the Germans. One jeep loses a tire, and the men have to abandon it and jump onto another jeep. From now on, the progress will be painfully slow. To make things worse, they can't find any of their landmarks. They're lost, and food and water and fuel are running low. If they can't find the rendezvous point soon, they may never leave the desert. They decide to take a chance and keep moving during the day, but find themselves completely lost. Sterling stares at the endless, unrecognizable desert and fights to push back any negative thoughts. According to the navigator's calculations, they're heading in the right direction. They just have to keep going and hope he's right. They move all day under the scorching sun, but still can't find anything they recognize. Before long, they come across a steep escarpment. They're stuck. The navigator hops out of his jeep and heads to the edge of the cliff to find a way down. When he gets there, his eyes light up. At the bottom are British jeeps parked at the rendezvous point. He runs back, waving his arms in the air.
We made it!
Sterling's group finally reaches their hideout on July 29th, 2 days after the raid. But it's not a joyous occasion. As the French speed across the desert, Martin tries to give Zirnelt first aid. But it's no use. With every second that goes by, his skin gets paler, his breathing slower, and his heart races faster. By the time they spot the rendezvous point, all hope is lost, and Zirnelt knows it. He pulls Martin close and whispers his final words.
Je vais te quitter. Je suis en paix.
Before breathing his last. David Sterling would be awarded the Distinguished Service Order and the Order of the British Empire for his outstanding service, and just a few months later, Al detachment would officially become known as a Special Air Service. Martin would find a poem by Zirneld while going through his belongings. Now it's known as the Paratrooper's Prayer, and it's the official poem of the French Airborne Forces. Did you hear about the small tanks that took on German panzers? Click here and watch the story of when cockroaches hunted panzers.